The myth of blocking. Now, if you study any martial arts, usually an Eastern martial art, you're going to learn how to block. Now, boxers learn how to block, but I guess I would say it's more of a guard, meaning that their hands are up and as stuff's hitting them, they're just kind of letting stuff hit their arms. So I wouldn't really classify that as a block as I'm trying to talk about here in these videos. But there's a mythology behind blocking in the martial arts that people will get all the way up to black belt and beyond and still believe. And that myth is that blocks are for blocking things, and that's completely not true. Uh, the idea is, let's put you in a scenario. Somebody's trying to beat you up, right? Somebody's hitting you. They're trying to tear up your favorite Dragon Ball Z shirt or whatever else, and the whole time they're hitting you, you block them until they just get tired and they give up, and you all become friends. Well, that happens on a playground maybe, but that doesn't happen when somebody's actually trying to hurt you, right? You're not going to be physically assaulted and, oh, I'm just so tired of hitting you. Okay, that's not going to happen. People are going to go until they can't go any longer. Now, sure, maybe you could outlast the person, but if you could outlast the person, they're not really a physical danger to you, are you? Are they? Okay? You're such a master at blocking. Anyway, my point is, sooner or later, you're going to have to hit that person. Okay? It's not something we enjoy. Maybe some people enjoy it or think they enjoy it, but it shouldn't be something you enjoy. But it's something that has to be done to finish the fight. Now, if you're more into jiu-jitsu or something like that, maybe we should submit them or hold them down until they give up. Same basic ending. Okay? We have to get active and do something in order to beat this person or finish this fight or make it null and void, whatever. But the point is just blocking the whole time, doing all these different things is not going to finish the fight. So the next thing you learn, and probably most of you have heard if you've been in a martial art, is that you use your blocks for striking, which is part of the answer. But one of the problems is, unless you go to a school where you're consistently practicing hitting things and your bones are getting harder by hitting things, you're probably not one of those people that can use that technique, okay? But that was the general idea. You would hit with the bone and you would hit somebody to basically punish them for trying to hit you, okay? In sport karate and stuff like that, some people will do real karate blocks. Most people don't, because A, it's kind of slower. It's more powerful, but it's kind of slower. Usually in karate, they'll block and counter and do all that other stuff. And so you might say, well, they block. Yeah, but you're not going to do that in a real fight. You're not going to dance and touch and smack, and you're not going to do that in a real fight. Because when that person's barreling towards you, they're not just going to let you, do this thing like you have a fly in front of your face. You're going to need to get your hands up and hit them, protect yourself. So, not a lot of hard blocking in sport karate or even in Sanda or UFC for that matter. They don't do a lot of hard blocking, do they? Because a UFC fighter, an MMA fighter, cage fighter, whatever, goes straight through and tries to finish things. They'll get their hands up to guard like they're boxing, but they're not going to spend a lot of time with this stuff, okay? So these blocks are very useful, but not in sport. They're not very useful in a cage match. And in a real fight, they're not very useful by themselves. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, if you just block the whole time, not going to get it done. So what the block usually predicates is that I'm blocking somebody so that I can move in and wrap them up or tie them up or do something like that. Or I move in so I can grab a leg or grab an arm or something like that. It's never meant to be, because that's like taking turns, right? Like an old John Wayne movie. He punches the villain punches him, and they keep going back and forth until the real good person wins. Well, that's a nice thought, but it's not real. So you want to take the initiative, right? Yes, you can block, but you need to be following it straight up with a strike, and you need to be striking until it's over or until you can get away, okay? So just standing in front of somebody at a distance where they can hit you and you can hit them and deciding, I'll just block when they hit me, not such a good idea. So blocks are typically used for a wrap or a strike. Now, sometimes we will use them to off-center ourselves, okay? But again, that off-center is usually followed directly by a strike, because you're not just gonna, block, 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 okay? We do the same type of thing with knife work and things like that. Now, I know there's a whole legend behind knife work, and some people believe that you can do it, some people believe you can't do it. But the point is, some people just learn how to parry the knife away from them. Well, sooner or later, that guy or girl is going to get lucky. So just blocking a knife away from you is not going to have the effect that you want. You have to be able to know how to get in there and get something done. Now, you run in on a knife and you get stabbed to death, so running is usually the best idea there. Anyway, there's a lot to blocking. Why we block, how we can block softer with the meaty parts of our arm versus the bones. How, if you're a certain size, you're not going to ever get your bones hard enough to hit somebody twice your size, because those big old thick people, it's like hitting a steel pole. And for some of us, it kind of deforms us. It's not good for us. We're at an age where beating on our bones is no longer an option. So there's a lot to consider with blocking, okay? A lot of people only take 12 easy lessons of martial arts and go, well, if somebody hits me, I'll just do that. Well, boxers, that's a good idea. But what a boxer does that's even more than the guard, better than the guard, is what? Moves, okay? So, self-defense, keep your distance first. Keep moving second. If you have to have your hand up in front of them, fine. But take the initiative and get in there right afterwards. Don't just sit there and decide to throw, oh, I know Kung Fu, right? Don't do that. Lastly, and most important, find a competent teacher. Train with somebody. Come train with us. Come train with somebody else. Try not to learn it all off YouTube. That's why I'm not giving you instructions on the little bits of how you block and stuff. It's not that I'm just keeping my secrets, although I probably do deserve to get paid something for telling you all this, because I had to pay for it and travel around the world. So find a competent teacher, train well, be well, and keep tuned here, like our videos, and we'll talk to you soon. SpringfieldKarateandFitness.com.